أكبر الله أكبر أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله الله أكبر. This interpretation goes to mothers, as we have highlighted, or we have seen that the 11th centuries, the legacy of the 11th centuries did not produce anything of beauty to life that is self, I mean, that is, as we have documented very deadly atrocities, Holocaust and whatever, and Holocaust and genocides and crime at a very, very high rate that meant that the entire planet, Mother Earth, had been kind of thrown into hell. So with that, when we looked at what are the major triggers or symptoms, or mainly triggers that activate the global warming thing, then as we went through the archives, the historical documentaries of world wars and recorded whatever, it kind of echoes. It's what we call the echo. It's not a sonic echo, because if you are to, these are what we call tormenting, echoing cries in all atrocities that occurred on this planet. Tormenting, very echoing, disturbing echo from First World War, Second World War, and whatever, the Middle Ages and the cannibal, whatever. All these things, when you are listening to what has been through the 11th centuries, and you look at the curriculum, that's when I make a very, very big circle. In that circle, I do put whatever, and I say a letter Q, Quran. Mothers. I would like to remind you that you are creations, very special creations, who were honored by Allah. But that task of appreciating the favor of being honored by Allah, to interpret the beauty of life to your children, was snatched away by those men whom you thought were your men, whereas they were what you call criminals. Because some of you women have been either slapped in front of your children. The man comes and he pretends as if he's very drunk, he slaps you in front of your children. So these are the things that I tell you, that if you women pick up the real, true interpretation of the beauty of life. Life is a religion. If life is a religion, there is no any way in life that a man comes and slaps you and says, turn the left here, and slaps you in front of your children as his wife. When he does that, that's when I say that is criminality. That's a felon. That's a heinous crime against your own children. If your mother and if your husband comes and I say, yes, me, I'm a Christian, I say, if I slap you and I turn the right, left ear, and I slap you and I slap you in front of your children screaming. No, you're not supposed to do that. They're not supposed, no man has the right to beat any woman on this planet. And I want to throw this to men and tell them, whenever you look at a woman, give her, let's say, 49% to be your mother in one or the other. And the other 20 or whatever, the other 50, know that that woman was honored and tasked by Allah. The Holy Divine was honored to her. With that, give her maximum respect. Because if you are to turn around the corner, you might you might commit a crime against this very, and you think, oh, she's a woman. And when you turn, as soon as you take 5, 2, 3 steps, the next person you come face to face would be your mother. Now say, hey, my son, what have you done? Hey, my son. And people are coming, chasing you. So how would that look? Either to you, the mother, or to that very child that you say is your child. So with that, I want to remind my mothers, when I ask you in a gentle, beautiful, soft language that you have a responsibility, task, to make your children not be what brings the human race, the human beings, to be kind of enemies with life. Because if you look at the curriculums and everything in your 11th centuries, everything points at that you are enemies to anything, enemies to life, enemies to the air you breathe, enemies to your health, enemies to your bodies, enemies to anything. Do you think you as mothers, you as living human beings, do you think life is supposed to be like that? That you become an enemy, even to your own red and white blood cells in your body? Do you have to be an enemy to your red and white blood cells in your body? That means if you're an enemy to the red and white blood cell in your body, you are an enemy to your own skin, your own brain, your own heart, to everything around what makes who you. So that way, mothers, this very beautiful religion, Islam, if you are to look at it, from the moment you started entering your what you call your reproductive cycles, you find that indeed life is very, very beautiful. That is, if you were not involved in this alcohol fracas thing, but if you were ever once involved in alcohol and Allah helped you and you overcame that, then just go on the prayer mat or call Azan and go on the prayer mat and thank Allah. Maybe, because maybe according to one very whatever, Allah may throw a very beautiful thing to you in the afterlife. So that way, I said to you, my mothers, when you insist that you want your children to be whatever macho men, yes, macho men can be very stupid. I show you who Hitler was. Hitler was he wanted to show women and little boys that I'm a macho man. What did he do? He took you to Second World War. What did he do? He took every one of you to Second World War. And if you look, you can go and look at whatever. But I wouldn't advise you to look at the Second World War, because that's when you go into that cycle of liability upon liability. So just think of it. You can look at just a little bit of it and say, yeah, I think that was very hateful, very evil. We need to change. We need a new page, a very beautiful page that explains the beauty of a flower. Flowers that are there all over the planet on every day, every time, every second. Whenever you turn around, you cannot walk 3 meters, 3 yards or whatever without having come across a flower. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Have a very beautiful day. Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. Mother, have a very beautiful day. And think about what I've just said. Maybe it can help you overcome the headache that you've been having this morning. Have a nice, beautiful day. Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. Assalam Akbar. Akbar. Assalam alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Allahu Akbar. Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah. Allahu Akbar.